Hey, pop shoppers, welcome to Ed Rambo's little corner of the world.
You to me are sweet as roses in the morning. You to me are soft as summer rain at dawn, and love we share. That's something rare. The sidewalks in the street, the concrete and the clay beneath my feet begins to crumble, but love will never die, because we'll see the mountains.
Hey everybody, Ed Rambo here once again with my little corner of the world. By now, I'm sure most of you have all dug yourself out from under the snow. Although it was bright and beautiful while it was happening, there's been a darkness around me this past month because, as most of you may or may not know, on January 10th, I lost not only an incredible songwriting partner, but one of the most loving and generous friends I've ever come to know. I'm speaking, of course, about Mr. Bud Rehak. Needless to say, I have some very fond memories of the many years we spent together creating music and building my career as both a singer and songwriter. Bud has always been an incredible inspiration as well as an influence in helping me get as far as I've gotten in the music industry, and for that, I'd like to openly thank him and pray that he forever rests in peace. Although Stu Weiss recently did a very beautiful tribute to Bud, I only felt it right that I do one of my own. Therefore, tonight's theme will be Bud Rehak, Moving On, Ed Rambeau, Looking Back. The title of my opening song, written by both Bud and myself and recorded by the Four Seasons, clearly says it all, because the many years we spent together living, laughing, enjoying life, and writing songs seems like only yesterday.
Only yesterday, only yesterday, seems like only yesterday she held me. Seems like only yesterday we kissed.
But she's gone.
Gone from me,
Yes, she's gone.
gone from me. Yet I still can feel her warm embrace. Only yesterday, only yesterday. Seems like only yesterday she loved me. Oh, she'll never know how much she missed.
But she's gone.
Gone from me,
Yes, she's gone.
gone from me. But I still can see her pretty face. I hear her laughter, and it makes me cry.
I can't forget her.
Even though I try, I'd give anything to have her near me. But I'd better put my dreams away.
For she's gone.
Many years,
Still I cry.
many tears, 'cause it seems like only yesterday, only yesterday, only yesterday. Gone from me,
Yes, she's gone.
gone from me, but I still can see her pretty. Only yesterday, only yesterday, only yesterday, only yesterday.
Isn't it amazing how time sneaks up on us? But at least it has the decency to leave behind a trail of wonderful memories that nothing or no one can ever take away. Which brings me to my next musical selection for tonight. Richard Currier, another very dear songwriting friend of mine, sent me a musical track of a song to which I ended up writing a melody. I hummed the melody to Bud, and together he and I came up with the following set of lyrics. It's called One Chance in a Million, and I hope you enjoy it.
to the love that we shared, but somewhere along the way, I guess I forgot. Little things mean a lot, 'cause her heart began to stray. Now there's someone beside her, when that someone used to be me. And there's not one chance, not one in a million, to bring back the love that we've known. But for one chance, just one in a million, I would give up all I own. Never thought from the start I'd be so torn apart that my heart would drown in the pain. But the hurt deep inside, not to mention my pride, made me hide in a world full of rain. Now I look for a rainbow, but how can a rainbow be found when there's not one chance, not one in a million, to hold on to love when it's gone? But just one chance in a million would give me the strength to go on. Somewhere there must be a rainbow, but how can a rainbow be found when there's not one chance, not one in a million, to bring back the love that we've known? Say there's one chance, just one in a million, and I would give up all I own for just one chance, one in a million, to hold on to love when it's gone. Give me one chance in a million, and I'd have the strength to go on. Just one chance.
One chance in a million. And indeed, there's not one chance in a million that will ever lose the wonderful music and lyrics of Mr. Bud Rehak. He not only left his mark on the world, but a mark on every heart of all those who knew him. So, Mr. Rehak, although you may be gone, your music and lyrics will remain in our hearts forever. Many years ago, I received a phone call from a gentleman who lived in New Jersey who'd heard about Bud and myself through an agency we'd used to work for that hired us to do celebrity musicgrams, a kind of This is your life in song for celebrities, if you will. Well, the gentleman on the phone explained he'd recently met a woman who took his breath away, and after only knowing her a very short time, had asked her to marry him. At the wedding ceremony, when he first danced with his new bride, he wanted it to be done to a song exclusively written for her as a surprise. He not only paid me to write it, but to record it with full orchestra as well, so that a CD could be handed to her after I sang it live at the wedding with a small combo. The only information he'd given me at the time was that her name was Nina, she was small, petite, and blonde, and liked champagne and popcorn. That was it. Well, I hung up the phone and immediately began to work on a melody. Once I had the melody finished, I phoned Bud and explained the situation. He came to my apartment, and as I hummed the melody, Bud transcribed it to sheet music, then quickly began putting chords to it. We then both started to work on the lyrics, and this is how it turned out. We called it Nina, You've Got My Heart.
One look at Nina, my elegant Nina, and my heart begins to whirl. Sophisticated, yet so understated, a champagne and popcorn girl. Life's little pleasures are life's greatest treasures when she's near. Roses are eager to bloom when they see her appear. Sweet little Nina, petite little Nina, the girl with the champagne eyes. You've got my eyes. See how
Nina was so moved by the song she cried on the dance floor as she danced with her new husband while listening to the lyrics. A few months later, I got another phone call from Nina's husband. "Oh, the power of music," he said, then proceeded to tell me that he and Nina had their very first big argument, causing her to pack her bags, get in the car, and start heading home to Mama. However, while driving home, the CD containing the song was in her car's CD player. She turned it on, and shortly thereafter, with tears in her eyes, she arrived back at his doorstep, throwing herself into his arms. Sounds like something right out of a movie, doesn't it? But it's so nice to see that it really happens in real life. For those of you who may have just tuned in, you're listening to Ed Rambeau, and this is my little corner of the world on oldiesyourway.com. Tonight's theme, Bud Rehak moving on, Ed Rambeau looking back. Bud and I traveled back and forth from New York to our mutual hometown of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, because we both still had many family ties there in the early years. During these trips back and forth, many of our songs were born, because one of us would often come up with a song title in the car, which would immediately trigger a melody in my head. Once I had the melody down, we'd both start putting lyrics to it. Well, this next song was one of those, born in a car, and ended up being the B-side of Concrete and Clay, as well as one of 3 songs Bud and I wrote for my first CD entitled Eddie Rambeau Sings Concrete and Clay. This one is called Don't Believe Him.
I know he's been telling you lies about me, and that you'd be much better off without me. Well, don't believe him. I said don't believe him, 'cause he tell you anything to take you away. I know he's been promising you the moon. Well, before you start dancing to his tune, don't believe him. I said don't believe him, 'cause he tell you anything to take you away. You know he'll only love you and leave you. Come on, girl, don't let him deceive you. Oh, 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 no. He says he can offer you so much more, and I know that all's fair in love and war, but don't believe him. I said don't believe him, 'cause he tell you anything to take you away. Oh, he's a liar. He's not telling you the truth. Don't believe a word he's saying. No, no, no.
Don't Believe Him can be found on 2 CDs, Eddie Rambeau Sings Concrete and Clay, as well as Vintage Rambeau. Both can be found on the music tab of my website, edrambeau.com. By the way, if you like a particular song I've recorded, it isn't necessary to purchase the entire CD. Any song can now be purchased as a single in MP3 format by simply following the steps on the homepage of my website. After it's emailed to you, you can download it and place it into your iTunes library, where it will always be available. Back to our theme, Bud Rehak moving on, Ed Rambeau looking back. Early in our careers, Bob Crewe became a major influence when Bud and I were both sought after to become staff songwriters for the Bob Crewe organization. As a result, Bud and I ended up writing many songs with the master himself, Mr. Bob Crewe. Or should I say, genius, because Bob truly was considered a musical genius within the industry at that time. As if it were yesterday, I can clearly hear Bob screaming out, "Hungry! Bud! Ed, get in here right away! I got this idea for a song! Hungry!" And that's the way it often was with Bob. A song title would pop into his head, and he'd come chasing after Bud and myself to help create it with him. Produced by Bob Crewe and sung by Cliff Darrell, here's the result of that moment when Bob called out, "Hungry!"
Terrible appetite. My eyes are hungry, hungry for the sight of you tonight. Your kisses would be candy, but this loneliness you had me makes me hungry, 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 hungry for your love, hungry, hungry for love to fill my empty heart. Whoa, I'm always hungry ever since we've been apart. I wonder why you're saving the sweetness I've been craving when I'm hungry. Oh, hungry, yeah, hungry for your love. How many days can a man go on like this, needing your tender, tender kiss? Hungry only to see your face again. Baby, I'm so hungry for your warm embrace. And then, can't we always be together? So darling, I won't ever be hungry, 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 hungry for your love. Hungry, hungry, don't wanna be hungry, hungry. Come on and bring it on home to me.
Hungry, a Bob Crewe, Bud Rehak, and Ed Rambeau composition. You know, along with all the wonderful memories of Bud, I'll never forget the time he called me to tell me that if it hadn't been for a sudden impulsive decision on his part, I would be receiving a phone call from the city morgue instead of from him. As it turned out, he told me that he was walking by himself on a midtown New York side street late at night when, out of nowhere, he suddenly decided to turn and cross the street in the middle of the block. The very moment he made that move and stepped off the curb, out of the corner of his eye, he saw a man swing his arm around, and when Bud turned around to investigate further, he saw the man had a huge butcher knife in his hand. Which means if Bud hadn't made that sudden impulsive decision to cross the street in the middle of the block, the knife would have ended up right in his stomach. It was truly a harrowing, fateful moment, but luckily, fate was on his side. I can still hear the trepidation in his voice as he delivered the story to me. And I shudder to think that we could have lost him many years ago if it hadn't been for that luck-ridden, decisive move on his part. It's amazing to think how one decisive moment could change the course of our lives in an instant, isn't it? Well, fortunately, that split second in time allowed us to have him around for many more years, 84 in total. He was a Halloween baby, born October 31st, 1931, and this next song happens to be my personal favorite that Bud Rehak has ever written, even though his co-writer wasn't me. He wrote it with Herb Bernstein, with Julie Budd in mind to record it. Shirley Bassey heard the song and wanted it for herself, but since it was originally written for Julie Budd, they honored Julie's request to not allow Shirley Bassey to record it, and rightfully so. Unfortunately, Julie's version never quite got off the ground. However, if Shirley Bassey had recorded it, I'm positive it would have been a major hit. When you hear my version, you'll immediately understand how it was the perfect song for Shirley Bassey. It's called Don't Tell Me Now.
Pardon my feeling this way, but losing has always been sad. I can't keep her love for myself. a love I'm not certain I've had. So don't tell me now how to smile when she sees me. I just can't smile anymore. And don't tell me now what to do when she needs me. I've had those lessons before. Do you know what it's like when a love affair's ending? You try not to notice that you're both just pretending. Then one day it hits you. You notice you're spending more and more time on your own. You see love is gone from her eyes, and yet you believe it's not so. You go on deceiving yourself. Then comes the moment you know. So don't tell me now about love she's not getting. I gave her all I could give. God, if I knew what it is she's regretting, I'd find a way we could live. Something inside tells me just keep on trying. And then I remember those nights filled with crying. So don't tell me now how to keep love from dying. No, don't tell me now. Yes, I know what it's like when a love affair's ending. So don't tell me now how to go on pretending. Pretend all you want, but it won't change the ending. So don't tell me now. Don't tell me now how to smile when she sees me. I just can't smile anymore. And don't tell me now what to do when she needs me. I've had those lessons before. I know what it's like when a love affair's ending.
Don't Tell Me Now, with music by Herb Bernstein and lyrics by Bud Rehak. Herb also arranged that song, and I've always felt he made one big mistake with regard to that arrangement. The song is such a powerhouse that I felt it should have had a big dynamic ending instead of fading out. But regardless of that fact, it still remains my favorite Bud Rehak composition. The biggest hit Bud ever wrote, I, along with Bob Crewe, had the pleasure of writing with him. It was such a smash that it's been recorded in basically every country and every language around the world. For example, here's a little snippet of the French version recorded by Denise Filiatrault. I hope I'm saying that right. It's Filiatrault, Denise Filiatrault. And in French, it's titled Bleu ce ciel bleu.
Bleu, ce ciel bleu me fait chanter dans le vent. Il rend tous mes jours joyeux, au soleil mes printemps. Ça fait longtemps déjà que j'ai beaucoup de peine, car on est séparés. Et bientôt ce sera le temps des je t'aime. J'irai le retrouver. Wow, wow, wow. Bleu, ce ciel bleu me fait chanter dans le vent. Il rend tous mes jours joyeux.
Outside of America, the biggest version, oddly enough, came from Japan. And I think that might have had something to do with the lyrics, I got a letter yesterday from Tokyo. Anyway, two versions of Navy Blue were recorded in Japan. Here's one recorded by Yumiko Kokonoe.
Navy blue 私の彼は青いお目目をしたついていさ大きなお船で彼は海の上毎日会えないことがブルーなのよとってもブルーネイビーブルー私の彼は青いお目目をした
And here's a little snippet of the second Japanese version, sung a little bit slower by Yukari Ito.
Blue navy blue 私はネイビーブルー彼を乗せた船は海の彼方手紙を書くよと約束してデッキで手を振っていた彼はネイビーブルーネイビーブルー私はネイビーブルー昨日あの人から手が
But, of course, the one we all remember here in the United States was made famous by Miss Diane Renee. Take it away, Diane.
Blue, navy blue, I'm as blue as I can be. 'Cause my steady boy said ship ahoy and joined the Navy. He said he wanted to settle down and let me be his girl. But first he had to do a little traveling around to see the whole wide world. That's why I'm blue, navy blue. I'm as blue as I can be. 'Cause my steady boy said ship ahoy and joined the Navy. I got a letter yesterday from Tokyo and a souvenir, a walkie-talkie wind-up little China doll that says wish you were here. Blue, navy blue, I'm as blue as I can be. 'Cause my steady boy said ship ahoy and joined the Navy. He's coming home to see me on a weekend pass, a 48-hour day. That boat he's sailing on just better get here fast, 'cause I can hardly wait till then. I'm blue, navy blue, I'm as blue as I can be. 'Cause my steady boy said ship ahoy and joined the Navy.
And in conclusion, from my CD, Rambeau sings the 60s in his 60s. Here's my version.
Blue, navy blue, she's as blue as she can be. 'Cause her steady boy said, ship ahoy and join the Navy. He said he wanted to settle down and let her be his girl. But first he had to do a little traveling around to see the whole wide world. That's why she's blue, navy blue. She's as blue as she can be. 'Cause her steady voice said, ship ahoy and join the Navy. She got a letter yesterday from Tokyo, and the souvenir, a walkie-talkie wind-up little China doll that says, wish you were here. She's navy blue, navy blue. Blue, navy blue, she's as blue as she can be. 'Cause her steady voice said, ship ahoy and join the Navy. He's coming home to see her on a weekend pass, a 48-hour date. That boat he's sailing on just better get here fast, 'cause she can hardly wait till then. She's blue, navy blue, she's as blue as she can be. 'Cause her steady voice said, ship ahoy and join the Navy. She's blue, blue as she can be. 'Cause her steady voice said, ship ahoy and join the Navy. She's blue, navy blue.
Saying goodbye to someone you've known your entire life and who is such a major part of it is without a doubt the most difficult thing we all have to endure from time to time. It's never easy, but the beautiful memories we retain somehow manage to still keep our loved ones alive in our hearts and minds, if nothing else. So to you, my dear friend and musical cohort, Bud Rehak, allow me to say a very bittersweet and loving farewell, and may you rest beautifully in peace as the strains of your music and lyrics keep you forever alive. If you knew Bud like I do, you'd know exactly where this emotion is coming from. A more generous, caring, and loving man I've yet to meet. With that being said, thanks so much for listening, and until we meet again 2 weeks from tonight, this is Ed Rambeau, and from my little corner of the world to yours, here's wishing you all a very warm good night. Now let's return to Mr. Stu Weiss and his wonderful pop shop.